Today we're going to be working on setting the path for our application and also making our symlinks. So why setting the path? Mostly because we want to be able to start our applications easily from the command line. I think we're going to use the name that we have on the app image. So we'll see how that pans out. So let's start by doing that. Okay. So what I did yesterday is I had a look at what we need to do for symlinks. So it's relatively easy here with our symlink function that exists in C. The hardest part in theory is going to be setting the path. Now, I'm divided on how we're going to do this. So there are two possibilities. Either we try to detect automatically each bash, well, what terminal instance users are using on Linux. Or when the user inits the application, we define that at that time. Now, what does that initting means? Basically, I think that we will need to make it so when we install the app image of Shovel, we're going to put Shovel on the path, but we're also going to put Shovel in the apps. Of course, we're not going to list, well, maybe we're going to list Shovel as an app image that's installed. I'm divided on that also. Anyways. So either we let the user manually tell us what terminal he's using. Or if it's bash, hey, you're not late today. Well, I did say something on Discord. That may have helped also. So yeah, what I thought also yesterday was to try to use, when it's bash, because bash is the most used, well, not the most used, but it's the most common terminal application that's installed on Linux. So if ever it's bash, we would actually just not ask the user for the version. Well, what terminal he's using or whatever, he or she. And if ever we detect another one, we let him tell us which one it is. So it might be like semi-automatic. Yeah, I saw that you friended me yesterday, which is fine. It's just I didn't have time to see it, and then you kind of left, I guess. Basically, since I hadn't played Rocket League for like a couple of years, last time was in 2017. Yeah, since I didn't play it in a couple of years, I had like a zillion pop-ups like, hey, you won like that legacy item. Yay. So I was like okaying that when you asked for the friending thing, so I saw it after. And also I realized that since Epic bought their bought Rocket League, you have to have an Epic account-ish. You don't need to have an Epic account, but it's kind of trash. Yeah, I realized that like afterwards. I was like okaying it and then equipping some of them, and then I realized like, oh, okay, there's an okay to all, which I should have clicked anyways. Yeah, I think it created a random one for me, but still kind of annoying. Apparently, I saw that you can't buy on Steam Rocket League or something, but we can still have Rocket League installed through Steam. It's kind of weird. Anyways. So yeah. So we'll start by having a look at setting the path for bash by default. And then we'll try to see... So even with bash, it's kind of a nuisance because you have to support... Oh, okay. It's because I bought it from Steam. But if you buy like Rocket League from a Humble Bundle, can you get a Steam key and just like link your Steam key or something? It doesn't matter because I already have it, but I'm just kind of wondering, can you like bypass the Epic system or whatever? Probably not. Epic wants all the monies, which is fine, I guess. They did help developers, or game developers anyways, by suing Apple. Okay, so we're gonna set the path when we in it. So we're gonna need... So there are two possibilities actually. So one of those possibilities is... Okay. So one of those possibilities is using an init function that we need to pass the terminal, the type of terminal we're using, terminal application we're using. Yeah, so that's gonna be hacky. Because I want to support the situation where... Oh yeah, and we also need to do the updating, but that's another issue. The updating of the feed.json thing. Okay. So let's modify the path for bash. That's gonna be the basic one. There we go. Else if Okay. I mean, we could probably leave that as the second option because it's gonna be the least used command. So we're gonna default to bash. And if argc is greater than 2, actually we should probably make sure that it's a valid terminal type. So we're gonna have bash, we have zsh, Linux terminal apps, or shells. Let's call it shell list. Yeah. Alternative to bash. So we have zsh. The friendly interactive shell, fish. So we're gonna support zsh, fish, dash. I mean, there are a lot. There's 20 alternatives. Oh my god, that's disgusting. Why are there so much? ZSH, that's fine. Dash, fish, RC. Nim? Nim is in a shell, but yeah, sure. Xansh. Ugh. Yeah, there's are so much. I'm just gonna use the more known. So I'm gonna use sash dash RC ZSH and fish. Dash. I should probably do this. Whoa, I hate that. The X Windows stuff is kind of annoying. Ugh. I don't know if it's an X Windows support thing, but it's terrible. It works-ish. So we have dash, fish, I think I used RC in the past. Why can't I have access to the... Interesting. So I put dash, I put RC, sash. The Xonch, that loop looks terrible, but I mean, new shell. I mean, am I better off supporting a Rust one or the corn shell looks useless. This is a Windows thing. We don't need IPython. As long as we support Zash, Fish, and RC, the rest seem to be more secondary options. So we'll be fine with that. So we'll need to do some research. We're gonna start by doing the bash thing. We're gonna look at how ZSH does it. I think it's a ZSHRC file, and for bash it's supposed to be a bash RC file that's in the home. So there's the bash history and the bash RC. So there's a path in here that we would need to use. So I'm going to explain what I mean. You don't need bash or any terminal application. You can use it without. The thing is, if you want... So I'm going to actually tell the user this. So if you want to have... One of the cool things that we have on Scoop on Windows is you can write the name of the application in your terminal to start the application, and then it would just boot the application directly. Because right now, we use Clementine Remote, right? So we can see here we have Clementine Remote. And that was installed with my application, actually. So it works by default with the OS directly. And that was achieved with the .desktop file. So that's fine. Now the next step to that is actually having the applications available from the terminal. So that I can write Clementine Remote and that it boots the application. So why would I want that? Mostly for ease of use. I like starting a terminal and starting applications from the terminal. There are advantages. For example, you can get the STD out from the application. So if you encounter a bug, you can usually go and see what's happening, basically. I'm just going to show you an example of what I mean. So if I go in the downloads and I go get this. Well, that's already a script, right? So you see, we can actually see what Discord is doing in the background. So if ever I encounter a bug, I can just see, okay, there's an issue and I saw an error and etc. So I can debug my application and actually know what's happening. which is not necessarily my application, but I mean applications in general. So being able to call the applications from the terminal is a plus, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It gives you a little bit more features than you would have usually. And also, when you close the terminal window, you actually close the application, because Discord likes to give you an X at the top, but when you click the X, it doesn't actually close the application. Anyways, that's another issue, but also by being able to how can I say this? So by being able to call the application from the terminal, you could use some bash scripts also. Yeah, when you close the terminal, it closes the app. Instead of just doing like what Discord does usually, it closes the visual GUI, but then basically there's that, and then there's the fact that having everything on the command line is really good or easier. On Windows, I think it's more important than in this case. But because in this case, when I do the run, I can just... So, for example, are you on Windows right now, Furex? If you are, I think you are, you can do your Windows key. So click on your Windows key and the R key. So when you click on both keys, it's going to open up a small application to your bottom left. So any application that is on your path on Windows can then be called from that little window. So when the Windows plus R key brings that command prompt up. Now on Linux, I can just start a terminal directly with Control-Shift-T and then just writing the name of the application. You have your Minecraft folder on the path. That's kind of funny. I think you can go through each individual folders on your system through that little window. You can go through app data also, yeah. There's a couple of cool stuff you can do with that command thing. And that's what, how do we call it? That's what Scoop does on Windows, is it makes everything available on the path. So that's what I want to support, is having things being callable from the OS UI, but also from the terminal for ease of use for people who like that type of stuff. Because I kind of like that type of thing where you can just write code and it starts your application. Anyways. And also the added benefit of that is we can actually install Shovel on the path. So if we install Shovel on the path, you can actually call Shovel from the terminal. If we don't do that, you can't call it from the terminal, basically. Anyways. Let's start working. So I think I've opened link in browser. Okay, so I'm actually just gonna need to add this. Oh no, it's okay. You can distract me. I don't mind. In the end, interacting is the goal of Twitch, right? So, and I like explaining stuff, so I don't mind. Sometimes I go more in the coding mode, and I kind of go silent, but yeah. So we'll do that. Um. Did you ever see a ternary? Purix? Verify shell. So basically, if you want to have a compact if else, you can use what we call a ternary. I always remember the name wrong, but basically how it works is you usually will have a condition and you will have a question mark, and then the first section is if the condition is true, it will do this, but if the condition is false, it will go and do the other thing, basically. So you can use a ternary to give a value to a variable. So you can do your comparison, and if that is true, do something, and if not, just make the variable true. So give a true value to that. Basically. So if it is valid, we're gonna use the term else if cool. Sometimes you have to be careful because if you have a huge ternary, because you can. The stupid part is you can have a ternary in a ternary. So I could write this. But this is a Cancer. So you put a ternary and then another one, and it's a Cancer. Because basically it's hard to detect where the ternary ends and where it begins. So be careful with this. I usually use this just a simple one because it's readable, actually. And if you have a long line for your ternary, it can get quite complex to understand. But it's something you can use. It's just like it says in the movie Spider-Man, great power demands great responsibility, or something like that. And you probably never saw that Spider-Man because it's the first Spider-Man in the beginning of the 2000s or something, which is probably old for you. So yeah, it's still old for me too, but just for reference, it's the Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, basically. If you know who Tobey... Oh, you might have seen it? Okay. At least. Ah, okay. Gotcha. How do we call that? Is that a... What? How do we call bash? Yeah, let's call it a shell. The shell... So we need to program the verify shell function. Static. Well, actually, it can just be void. Verify shell. Car. Turn. Okay, so we need to actually compare. And how big is my array? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make it define. Define. We don't need actually the. There we go. We were doing verify shell. For I equals 0, I is smaller than shell amount plus plus I. Term supported blah 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 is equal to 0. We're gonna return true, and if not, we're gonna return false. Bool. If it's installed. Let's change the text. I mean, I should probably just initialize. We're gonna pass the term. So initialize void initial. I know I put a Z instead of an S, and that really depends. Initialize. How did I? I think I wrote it wrong. I always initialize or something. Initialize. There we go. Did I write it right? No, I wrote it wrong. There you go. Initialize car pointer term. So let's create a path. Yeah, we don't need that. Path name max equals 0. So we need to go get the bash RC. So we're gonna start by catting home. Then we're going to cat r slash so we're gonna need to get the bash rc file, and the bash rc file is in home bash rc usually. So it's gonna vary. So usually it's bash rc or ZSHRC. I don't know if it's RCRC for the RC shell. Anyways. How does it work? So, RC bash RC file. Export path for RC. Blah blah blah. How do we export? Let's try to look at path. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's do it like that. For now, we're just gonna simplify it for ourselves. Can we fprintf to a buffer? Fprintf to buffer. sprintf. Okay, so we'll use the sprintf. Yeah, sure, man. I won't say what I want to say. It's gonna be stupid, but yeah. So yeah, see ya. So we're gonna write to path, and I mean using sprintf would probably be better if I used it everywhere, but yeah, we're gonna do it like that for now. But wait, how does sprintf work? Why does IBM have? Probably because of Red Hat or something. Yeah, I should probably use sprintf. Path. We're gonna be home. This. Then a dot src. And then we're gonna do I have to put a front slash to the dot? No, I don't think I need to. Okay, so give me a sec. Okay. So we need to pass home first. Then we need to pass the name of the term. So we're gonna have our path. I'm probably gonna use sprintf in a couple of other places. Anyways, so here we have our marvelous beginning of the path. Then we're gonna need to write to it. Car. Export line. Path. Name max, I guess. So sprintf export line. Then we're gonna use as formatting the S, then S. Okay, wait. So we need to put export blah blah blah, export path. And then we need to have home. And shovel slash symbols. So how did they do it in that file? How did they do it? Path to the file. Bash export all executable files in folder. Whoa. My music is bugging. That's bad. Oof. I don't know what's happening there. Probably my download or something. Anyways. How to use command. I'm wondering. So that's gonna be the symbols. So that's what we need. Okay, see write to end of file. I mean, I could probably write it to the beginning of the file in bash rc. So we'll use our marvelous fopen in append mode, and we're only gonna add to the beginning. So file pointer f equals fopen path, and we're gonna use append mode. And then we can just do fprintf. F, and then for the format, it's just going to be the and let's just do export line. So that's going to work. Then we can just fclose F, and there, we're done. Relatively simple. Give me a sec. Okay, you're back and I'm too. So we're exporting the line, which is going to be a path to a folder. I should probably do a folder creation. So let's do that. I think sprintf will overwrite the path, so we'll do this. S, and then this, and then shovel / symbols, and that's gonna be home, and then we can do a recursive mkdir, so we just need this. I have no idea. It depends on your code. Wait a second. So expression must have pointer to object type. So are you trying to use a variable with using the arrows? So the this, for example, with a variable that's not a pointer. Could you show me the line that's erroring out? That'll be easier to debug. You're gonna need to do a for loop for that. And your array. So arrays are typically... Okay, so that's disgusting. What is KL? And KR. Okay. Why don't you do a for loop for this? Or use something like... So use, for example, sprintf to put your line into a buffer, and then just see out that line directly. Cause is that like one line? Six of those. Yeah, I mean, you would probably be better off to have like a buffer and then populate that buffer up. Populate that puppy up. I'm thinking. Give me a sec. So, really depends on the use case. So, the issue is having... So when you dereference, so when you use your field ARR thing, that's a car pointer, right? It's something like car field AR. Let's say it's 256 by 2. It's not. It's 8 by 8, I think, right? Or something like that. Now, see out. I think see out 7 by 7. Yeah. So, see out expects a car pointer, I think, and not a pure car. So comment your line out, and just try writing see out, and just try to put a car, so a car with single quotes instead of double quotes, and then just one letter. So if it gives you the same error when you compile, yeah, this is not C++, but So that works. So it works with a single car. Is it because you have double quotes here? So this should work actually. Because that's the first thing that you give to your C out. So when you see out that, does it work? Does it compile actually? Okay, so that's the issue in your line. Look at your line. At the beginning of the line, you have exactly this. If I go and see in the God, I hate when I have 10 million. Can I just go to the, yeah, there you go. Mark executable. With or without it. Okay. I'm just gonna put that in the other window here. Just for later. I have no idea then why. I would typically not use the method that you're using. So I would actually just build my line with something like sprintf or strcat. So I would make a buffer and then I would just printf that buffer at the end. So for example, you could do like car temp. Let's say it's 256. I don't know how. Yeah, it's at most 7, right? So you would do I would put a bigger buffer, but like 64 or something. And then I would do something like sprintf, and then I would do temp, and you would format it here. So you would say, for example, the first one, the second one, the third one, fourth one, etc. And then you would do like because that's your KR and KL or whatever. And then you would, yeah, populate it with as many strings that you need. So field R. Oh, by the way, for your field R's, it's going to be a C instead of an S. So S is when it's a sequence of cars. C is when it's one character. So for example, 1, 5, etc., etc. So I would try that, and then using printf to actually print the string. So try to do it that way. See if it helps in any way. And get back to me if ever. Okay, so what I was doing was I was creating the folder. So next I would need really? You found what was causing the issue? Sometimes writing the code in another way will help finding the other issue. Ah. First issue then. That explains it. Okay. I wonder how much... It's kind of crazy. So, on Windows, when I use a browser, my CPU is always maxed for some odd reason. But when I'm on Linux, my CPU isn't that in demand. Let's... Yeah. Yeah, let's leave it like that for now. Like, even if I have a couple windows, it's not that bad. It does take a lot of RAM, though. Last I checked. It doesn't seem that bad, actually. 300 megs. Like, on Windows, it's like, it's taking a gig of data, of RAM. Which is crazy. Anyways. Great. That solves it. So, we make the folder of symbols. And then we're going... Okay, so let's try this now. So, init, like this. And let's see what happens. So that should have created a symbols folder, and then bash rc should have to have this. Let's try something. I'll be streaming for maybe, actually just for 2 hours approximately. And maybe I may come back in the afternoon. So my afternoon, so it's gonna be maybe like at 2:30 or something. So that's gonna be 8:30 for you, if I remember right. So what I can do is, if I'm not streaming, I'll just go on the Discord and tell you that I'm not streaming. Basically. Okay? So have a good one if we don't see each other. See ya. The build. The shovel. Where is my bin? There it is. Let's copy this. And let's have a look at the mousepad. Okay, so see ya. Okay. Let's see if I start a terminal here. Okay, cool. So if I paste this here. Let's try to make something in our shovel symbols. We're gonna create a document, an empty file. Shovel.sh. We're gonna put it as a kmod. Open terminal. Kmod plus x. Properties permission. There's gonna be a terminal app. Where's my terminal? Shell. How do you make it executable? So in the downloads, how did I make those though? A shell script. Yeah. Allow this file to be run, read-write access, okay. Maybe I need to give it read-write access. Who knows? Maybe it shall be that. I will try. Yeah, symbols, properties, terminal, person read-write. Why can't it be executable though? Okay, let's open this in VS Code. Home, shovel, symbol. And then, yeah, let's open this here. New file, shovel.sh. Open containing folder, properties. Interesting. Baby, you take me higher, 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 baby. So, let's do kmod plus x. Make bash script executable. Oh, I have to put bin bash in it. Yeah, I always forget that part. Bin bash. I mean, depending on the terminal that we use, this might need to change, but yeah. For now, it's just going to be bin bash. Why U, though? U plus X. So let's... Properties. Cool. What do you mean it's a shared library? It's not a shared library. Copy. Shovel. And we're gonna receive 1 and 2. Or how do we pass like all the commands? Pass all commands to bash script. Okay, yeah, it's the add thing. So we'll open this and we'll write shovel list. Interesting. So let's try something. How do you set the current working directory? I mean, let's just make a symlink while we're at it. We'll delete this. Symlink. Shovel. What? Making a symlink command line. Blah 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 blah. Oh, it's LN. I need to use LN. LN shovel. Can we give it another name? Let's delete that. So LN shovel. Okay. Interesting. So what do we have in this? Open it anyway. Isn't this supposed to be a symlink? That seems like to be like directly the binary, which is fine, I guess, but interesting. So how does ln work? Let's go have a look at ln. Linux libooks. That's marvelous. Linux. Okay, let's try something else. Let's delete that. Let's add the S command. Shovel. So you can't find libcurl. Okay, so I'm gonna try something out. So how do we build an app image? That's the question. Like for now, I think I'm gonna just try something. So I'm gonna ln. So we're gonna create a symbolic link from. So let's create a symbolic link from our app, Clementine Remote. Yeah, so let's use that. And let's call it Clam Remote. So now, Clam Remote. So that works. So that's what we want. This is gonna be fat. Because that's the app image, right? So since this is going to be an app image, it's gonna fix itself, basically. So let's do it like that. Now I just put water everywhere. Cool. So how do we make an app image? That's the fun part. App image. So we're gonna be an app image installer that is an app image. Yay. So how do we make an app image? Documentation. Packaging guide. Up run. Because I mean, I can create this. Interesting. Ingredients. I mean, that's too much information. Let's just look at manually creating it. That just makes more sense. Create an app door manually, then turn it into an app image. This is really weird. Uh, Categories, utility, be sure to check one of the registered categories and be sure that your file passes validation by using deploying an application with a graphical user. Creating an app image from an adapter. Okay. Where's the adapter thing? Okay, blah blah blah. Where's the app image or adapter, whatever that name is? Package to app image. App image kit. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at what adapters are. Okay. So exec abdur vim. So why is there this big thing in the middle? I mean, the most simplest thing I should do is actually making move the example input a PNG format icon. Okay. So that's how we're gonna make an app image of shovel. It's going to be way simple. So that's it, right? We could add a dir icon. Where is this should? Okay, so let's try doing it. Blah, blah, blah. App run. Should. We won't care about the should for now. But, so it can be, okay, cool. So we're gonna go in the app dir. We're gonna rename this to app run. Then we're going to download this. And we're gonna go here. Well, actually, we're gonna go in our deployment folder, terminal. Okay. So then we're gonna use this, and then we're gonna use shovel.app. Oh, you need a desktop file. That's kind of weird though, because the spec says it should, it doesn't must. Anyways, we're gonna do it still. It must contain. Let's do it like that. Let's create a document, and it's gonna be shovel.desktop. Let's open it with mousepad. And paste. The name is going to be shovel or shovel, whatever. Let's do something. So app image extract. Properties. I don't know. Let's just open it with mousepad. Okay. This is interesting. This is uber complex for no apparent reason. So let's just use blah blah blah. We'll delete this. So for our desktop file, we're just gonna use shovel. We're gonna remove the icon. And yeah, we need to use terminal true. Terminal true. We're gonna use shovel, and we're gonna remove the icon. If it whines that it doesn't have an icon, I'm gonna whine. I'm gonna whine so much. Okay, did you create it? did you create it? Yeah, we're not at the right place. Okay. So what does this mean? What are you whining about? It's annoying, really annoying. Rename. There we go. Dude, like, what does that mean? Should be packaged as blah blah blah. So it wants me to put an image. Okay, that's this. So this is stupid. If your spec says rename, if your spec says you don't need it, well, you shouldn't need. I'll just use a clam remote or something like that. Icon. Clam remote, there you go. And then we're gonna go get the image for that. But yeah, I don't get why, if in your spec it says it should and not must, your app image install or your app image builder or whatever shouldn't like enforce the should. Anyways, I'm gonna stop whining. Where is Shovel? Shovel is here. For now, because I don't have an image. Let's try it again. Okay. What just happened? I created the feed.json file. Well, yeah. Huh. Okay, let's do the search. Search code OSS. Interesting. that should work. Let's use info. Oh, okay, I know why. Okay, let's do shovel install code OSS. Curl error. Interesting. Info. Let's try to find an application that isn't code OSS. Can I remove? Okay, let's try something. Let's remove uninstall Clementine remote. And then let's install Clementine remote. Okay, cool. So I think the error with code OSS is the name that I used wasn't all caps. Okay, so we'll do the install code OSS. So I have a curl error with that. It's interesting. We'll need to debug why that happens, but we can install Clementine remote without issue, which is fine. Apps. Okay. So for our symbolic links, let's ln and let's ln this. Oh yeah, I need to give it a good name. Shovel. And then from anywhere on the system, I should be able to do shovel list. What? Okay, so if I take this, I'm gonna cut this. And well, yeah, I'll come back here. So I'll paste this here. Interesting. Hey, that was fast. Earlier than I thought. It was only half an hour. You probably went to eat or so. Well, no, it's not the time yet. You eat at the same time that I would eat. So I'm having some fun times. And when I mean fun times, I mean like, yeah, it's so fun. You don't know how fun it is. Oh, you went to the dentist. Okay. That was short for the dentist. Okay. Rename shovel. Let's create a file. So how did they do it? Yeah, I have too much terminals open, but they have so they don't have enough clients probably that. Okay. I want to app image extract the app image tool. And I want to see the app run. So properties. So it's a bash script. Okay. Let's delete. One man, yeah. Having too many terminals gets annoying. Okay, so, but this is still annoying though. So I need to find a way to handle libcurl. I mean, the easiest thing was actually to be able to statically link it. That way I wouldn't need to mind the marvelous dynamic linking thing that's annoying. So yeah. let's Okay, so before solving the marvelous stupid error that I'm using a dynamic library instead of a static one, I'm going to create the symbols when we, well, install an application. So we'll modify how we handle the installs. And for now, we won't mind the issues with the dynamic libs and whatever. We're gonna keep app image tool or something. I don't know if this is available directly with the feed.json. Let's see. So in deployment, we're gonna go here. We're gonna do this, and then we'll say search app image tool. Okay, so app image tool is available, and it's at version 12. Cool. So how are you, information rocket? How can you be a rocket and have information? Maybe it's more figuratively, in the sense that you're spewing information. Maybe your name has no meaning, but anyways. So, shove, well. install. And maybe I should wait to actually add that the names. Yeah, okay. So let's do that first. So it is available, so we'll be able to use that. For now, I'm just gonna delete this, and we won't mind this, and we will build bin debug that. So that's still here. Deployment will remove the shovel that's here. Okay. I am terrible with names also, but I decided to stick with the one that I have right now, which was in theory a name for a music project, well, as a musician, but that crashed and burned, so now it's for programming, because I started with a GitHub account that was named Mundus9 basically, so there you go. I use it everywhere now, but still, it's on Twitter and everything, so even though it's terrible. Okay, so that's gonna initialize everything. Now, when we install, we need to create a symlink. Well, you can actually see it on my, so I'm not gonna say it on stream, but since you're my friend on Steam, you can actually see it. Just go look at my profile on Steam. It's right under the... Because I don't mind you knowing it, but yeah. For simplicity, you can call me John, basically. Or JS. Whatever floats your boat. Floats your boat. And I know that if you go and see the name on Steam, it's written in the way it would be written in French. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, because one of the things that I'm going to put these streams on YouTube eventually. So if people want to find my name, they can. I mean, I'm not hiding it, but I'm just not going to... I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. But I prefer not saying it on stream. I prefer nicknames in this situation. I mean, it's kind of stupid that I'm bothered by that, but for example, like considering that I look at Jonathan Blow's streams, and I don't know if you guys know who Jonathan Blow is, but and he's pretty open with his name and everyone knows his name. I don't know, I just don't like... It's like I don't know how much Ninja prefers having his name online. Yeah, exactly. You don't have control over your name. You can change it, but it's kind of complicated for no obvious reason, right? So yeah. Anyways, so creating symlinks when we download the application. We're also going to need to debug why for CodeOSS it doesn't work. So that's bad, but we're still going to need to determine what happened there. It's okay, Furex. See you later. Probably this afternoon for me, or later this night for you. So, the inevitable dox. Isn't doxing like... Yeah, maybe. I don't know. The info is still easily available. Like, I didn't put my GitHub link, but you can find my GitHub link. It's basically just my Steam, well, my Twitch username, but with GitHub. And on there you can find... did I put my LinkedIn? I think I removed it. Maybe I should put it back. Because I don't mind in the end. I don't want to... It's not because I don't want to be doxxed or anything. It's just because... Yeah. So let's create our symlink. Blah, 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 blah. That's the full path. My audio is really bugging. Oh, of course people can find out. I mean... And I can actually say the wrong right name. So the wrong right name is John Sebastian. So that's my name. So that's why I said, like, you can call me JS or you can call me John. I'm not gonna say the whole name though. Yeah, anyways, like, I don't mind saying my name. I don't know, I'm just weird. It's just a privacy thing, but in the end, you can't be private if you're streaming, I guess. Like the fact that I'm streaming with a webcam. Yeah, anyways. It's like Linus Tech Tips said, so since he's, well, the guy from, so Linus Sebastian from Linus Tech Tips, he said that since he's on YouTube, he can't have privacy in the real world or something. But I mean, in a certain way, I'd prefer like delaying a little bit before I have no privacy anywhere. But I don't think I'm going to blow up anyways, so who knows? Maybe someday. I mean, programming isn't that, like, it's interesting, but not in a gaming perspective. Like, the number of programmers are expanding, but I don't expect to have the same following, let's say, to Ninja or stuff like that, because they really get, like, everyone. Like, anyone can watch those, because the barrier to entry is really low. It's just gaming, as long as you know. Okay, so let's go have a look at Symlink. And that's not the goal, actually. Like, the goal is just to have, like... Yeah. And actually... They have 500k subs, but usually most popular programmers are mostly JavaScript programmers, which is fine, but I'm not going to be a JavaScript programmer or a JavaScript YouTuber, whatever. Yeah, exactly. That's the main goal, actually. And actually using C, so I had this weird fallacy when I was younger, I guess, or when I was a younger programmer, where I thought that C would be that this big hard thing that only big brain people can do, which is totally false. Like anybody can program in C, and it's not as easy as JavaScript, because like for various string manipulations, it's not as easy because you got to write your own string manipulation. Well, most of, not all of them. And you have to think differently when you're thinking about strings. But other than that, C is pretty easy. And you have to remember to free your data. But if you don't want to, you want to go like write code that leaks, you can. And then just use something like STB leak. It's Sean Barrett's, he implemented a leak checker that you can just import in your project, and it's going to replace your conventional malloc. And then that will check if you have any leaks. So I was mostly scared because of memory, actually, when I wanted to go lower. But yeah, I think I'm more zen regarding that subject. And also, like, there's some good information online on how to make custom allocators, which was also a big one. Exactly. Like in the end, people who made those languages made them so that they could be usable by people. Of course, like for assembly, I think the barrier to entry is a little bit more, a little bit like C. The barrier to entry is steeper in the beginning when you want to do simple stuff. Well, maybe not C, but assembly, yeah. But as soon as you understand the basics, it's doable. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do that eventually on stream, but it would be cool to try to program a basic Game Boy game in, I think it's 6502 assembly, or that's for the NES, I don't remember. But yeah, just to show actually how making things in assembly can be easy, but exactly. That's totally true. And yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. It's one of the reasons is to make sure that people know that anybody can write code. That's one of the goals of the streams. A little bit like, I mean, like what Casey did, but Casey Muratori. But he did it in the scope of making a game engine, which is a beast in itself. And most programmers don't decide, well, I'm going to go make a game engine, right? Well, I did that, but anyone can, and it's doable, but it takes so much time. Like making a simple command line application like I'm making right now, that's more in the realm of what people can do in a faster manner or better. It's hard for me too. Is it your mother tongue? It's not mine, but I lived in an English province in Canada, so that helped. That's why I can minimally speak English to some extent. But remembering, like, one of the things, like in every language, even in my mother tongue, I always make mistakes And the reason is I don't have a compiler. It's not your native language? Okay. So, your English is good, even though... So if it's not your mother tongue, you're fine, basically. Not your mother's tongue, your mother tongue. So I learned that in my English class. But yeah, I should say probably native language. Like in... So in here in Canada, we have what we call CEGEPs. And it was the English teacher that called that your mother tongue. Not necessarily your mother's tongue, like you said. Maybe I put the S in the mother, but yeah. As long as I don't put the D, it's fine. So let's YOLO it. So where's my install? It's right there. Also, I'm also a simple man with simple taste. Don't worry. I'm programming in a low-level language, so I'm in the low of the lows. I'm kidding. Okay, my symlink is there. So what did it say? It was, I'll create a symbolic link called path2 that contains the string pointing to path1. Okay. So path1. And then we need for our we need our symlink. Car pointer sim no, not car pointer. Symbol path max. That's probably in French. So I'll remove the French from the code. Then we're gonna do sprintf. Symbol. So that's gonna be home. This. And then shovel. Symbol. And I need to put, what do I need to put? I need to put the name. Yeah, I need to put the name. Okay, car temp. Yeah, let's do that. Or do I have a... So get file name. Okay, give me a sec. So the F name. So the F name is the file name. So I could remove the .desktop thing. So I think I'm going to do it that way. It's going to be better, I guess. I'm still gonna need that, but let's give it a good name. And let's give that a better name. Was that French or was that English? Yeah, symbolic. Symbol. Okay. So there's no E. Hey. So it exists in English, but it comes from French. Cool. But you can say symbol path anyway, so. So we're gonna do the symbol name. Then we can do symbol path. Yeah, we're gonna use the desktop file for that. So how are we gonna get the symbol name? We're gonna start by doing that. So get file name, and we're gonna do desktop. Or is it actually just, oh, it's directly the name, so I don't need the file name. So desktop. Okay, let's do it like that. So let's do a string copy. The destination is gonna be symbol name. Okay, and then we're gonna do symbol name. str length. We're gonna remove the extension basically. So the dot desktop is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's use that. Minus 8 is equal to 0. So we're basically removing the dot desktop name. And then we're gonna do 2 lower. You see, that's one of the things like that I hate about C. Is the 2 lower only considers one car. So I need to make it everything low. I need to make my own function. I mean, it's fine, but it's just annoying. 2 lower car pointer text. for int I equal to 0, I is smaller than str length. Just to not call str length all the time, int length equal str length. Text length plus plus I, and then we'll do text I is equal to lower, and then we'll do text I. That's it. And then we'll do to lower, symbol name, and then we'll create this. So the first one needs to be home. So home, and then let's printf cool. So that should create the symbolic link. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do something. Let's do a log. So the int that it returns. Okay, so let's do that. So if equal 0, so kink log info successfully created a symlink. And that's going to be symbol name. Symbol name. So when you're listening to so can you hear the music on your side? So does the music on your side sound grumbled or muffled or like distorted? I think it's maybe an issue with my sound card, but yeah. Anyways, okay. So we're mostly there. Oh, so you don't hear the music. Okay. Yeah, I leave it quite low because I don't want it to well, over noisify the stream basically. Okay. Yeah, it's supposed to be low. Maybe it could be higher. I don't know if you would prefer it higher or it's a good fit for you. Okay. And, yeah, exactly. I mean, for me, it's more like to have a little background noise if ever I'm not talking, basically. So what is the value of symbol name? Okay, dot desktop, and then you remove the dot desktop, and then we do to lower, and then we do the sprintf for the path. So it's gonna be it's symbols though. Yeah, that was a mistake on my part. Let's not do that. Symbols. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Symbols. Then it's gonna create. So it successfully created the symlink. And then we'll just leave it be. So then we're gonna go look at, so that exists, there we go. So we have the symlink. And then if we go into our shell, yay. Okay, now I need to remove that when we uninstall. So let's do that. We're gonna need to do something similar. Where do we have uninstall? Uninstall. There we have it. Let's do it like that. So we're gonna need our desktop name. So we'll do... Actually, we're just gonna get the file name and put that into... So we're gonna do get file name. We're gonna use the desktop path, and we're gonna use symbol name. So that's gonna put the file name in. Then we're gonna need to use symbol name here. We're gonna do to lower sprintf. The symbol path will be home symbol name. And then we need to just destroy that file. So we will. So we'll do symbol path. So let's do that. So let's remove, well, let's uninstall the application, uninstall, and then let's run it. So that. Whoa, what happened to my desktop path though? I deleted this. It's not gonna work. It will not work. It shan't. It shan't work. We'll destroy the manifest at the end. Cause that makes sense. Because we don't want to destroy the path before the end. So let's do it. What happened? It's not installed anymore. I'll remove the manifest. Ugh. Let's install it then. Kind of stupid. I mean, it's just because I'm developing it, right? So now it's downloading. It's going to install. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. So now we can uninstall it. Let's uninstall and see what happens.
Are you ready?
So that's still valid. So we're gonna get the file name. So that's gonna be .desktop. We're going to remove. We're gonna do to lower. Then we're gonna set the path to this. Then we're gonna remove the file. And then we're finished. So we removed everything. Cool. So we clean after ourselves, basically. Cool, cool, cool. So, Symlinks work. Everything mostly works. Now we're gonna need to debug our issue with the code OSS install. So it said it had a curl error. So we're gonna go see why, like what's the issue. We're gonna set the arguments to install code OSS. Code OSS. Okay, so we can install and uninstall. We can initialize our path. And then you're back again. I'll be leaving soon though. I have like something in 12 minutes. So yeah. And I think I'm starting to get the brain fog. So that means I need a break basically. So sadly, even if you're back, it's cool that you're back, but So we're mostly done, by the way. We have symbolic links, so the symbolic links work. So we create them and we delete them if we don't need them. So now I just need to debug some edge cases. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I tried to install an application and it failed marvelously. So we're going to test that out. So where do I create? Yeah, let's have a look here. Yeah, okay, there we go. So the name is CodeOSS. We're gonna fix the name, that's fine. So the length is 2. When I get the URL, CodeOSS app image, blah blah blah. Okay. Then we're gonna remove that. I'm gonna add the substring. Now that returns a curl error. What is the curl error actually? Oh, okay, wait. Can I change that? I'd like to copy that. That's the annoying thing with this, is I can't actually copy the text. Which is annoying. Let's go in this code. Yeah, okay. So what does that return? So api.github.com. I mean, it has to be HTTPS. Oh. Okay, it needs to be latest. Latest. Ah. It can't be found. Interesting. Wait. Release. Okay, this is odd. Why can't it find the API latest of this? Is this a bug? It seems like it's a bug on the GitHub API or something. Tree, continuous. Maybe because the version is continuous. So there's only ever one release. And it's just a continuous build. That might be the issue. Which is kind of annoying for our use case. So we're gonna need to... That's the build logs. It's because it's using that. Are a lot of applications using that? Because that's going to be a pain. Can we do something like API dot? No, that still returns trash. What? Why can't it find it though? Like I can find Zilty. I can't find Zilty? What? Why? Why? Like, is he not a user? He is. What's the problem here? Anyways. For now, I'll leave this be for now. But yeah, the issue I was having is because actually the URL, I can't get the actual URL. So I'm going to need to support that use case when we have no URL. Which is annoying, considering. Let's hope there's not a lot of that on the App Image Hub. Let's go to App Image Hub, actually. Because I saw a couple of... Yeah, App Image. Can we go see the... Yeah, no. Let's App Image Hub. Let's write App Image Hub. The annoying thing is, so this is the legit one. Let's find code OSS. Code. There we go. So we go here. So if we click on download, it just brings you to the release. Can we receive this as JSON data? That would be cool. Because I don't want to parse HTML. Because I would need to parse the HTML in this case. Can I click? Yeah, okay. Where is my developer window? The X Windows way of doing it is terrible. It's not intuitive compared to, let's say, the Windows Manager thing. Oh god, this is terrible. Yeah, it's terrible. Can you spot how I'm doing it? I'm not. I'm just bugging everywhere. There. Then we go smoothly down. Ah. Yay! Now the buffer, the visual buffer is all bugged. Yay! Ah, God. I'm gonna leave it like this. Come on. Darn thing. What is happening is the X window. So what I'm trying to do actually is just having my application dock to the side and to the bottom. But the X window manager or X11 or whatever is just lagging like crazy. Anyways. Okay, this is terrible. Okay. Okay. Why is my computer lagging when I'm using this? Before. What is God? You see, I don't want to have to parse this because, like you can see right now, this is HTML, and HTML is like a recursive hell. Like, did you really need to put a div inside a div inside a div inside a div? Like, really? And then I'm not finished, so I have another div now. So that's the header. That's the details. We don't care about the summary. We just want the boxes. So those. So let's say I have this one. So one other solution I could use is, can we try to, like, let's try something. GitHub.com/this. Can we actually see something? So we can't see that. Okay. So, failed. Can we actually use a wildcard? I'll try a wildcard. It did not like that. I mean, we could use the name of the application and just bake it with the x64 or x86-64 or whatever that is. Is that right? No, it's not even that. Wow. What happened though? Oh, okay, wait. That's not a good test. This is a better test. Continuous. Now let's add the wildcard. So with the wildcard, it doesn't work. So we would need to bake it in code OSS x86 64, and that would download it. No, not even. Okay. Or yeah, God, I'm stupid. Okay. So I'll need to find a way to do this. So I won't do that now, because I need to take a break. Just before working at 11, which is in 5 minutes. So, see you later if ever you're on the stream later this afternoon. So this afternoon for me. So if you're in Europe, it's probably gonna be later this night. So maybe close to 8:30 or something. You can always go on the Discord if you want me to tell you when I start streaming, because sometimes I've heard that Twitch isn't that good. So see you next time. Have a good day, and bye.